Morning.
Good morning. I can't see you.
You can't. Can you now? I have my. Well, I have my video on. I don't know why it's not showing. Now, if I turn my video off, I can see myself.
Oh, I didn't posted your. Oh my God. I didn't posted the link.
I didn't what?
Yeah.
Namaste.
Oh, namaste, Pavel.
Okay,
Is
I'm driving, but I will be in conference.
okay. And Jenny, I can't see her.
Let me see if that's. You sent the link to me. Maybe I didn't sign up for it, but I'm in the Zoom meeting. I don't know why I'm not being visual. All right, let me see.
Okay. By the time you prepare, Jenny, I just introduce the people about our vision, mission, about this program, why we are here, and what the people can get. Yes.
All right.
Okay, so you prepare your things. By the time I introduce this program for the people who are watching and who will be watching ever in the future, that this program is dedicated to resolve communication issues across generations. Like if you are encountering any communication issues above 12 years above of 12 years below, or if you have resolved any issue in communication regarding conveying any ideas to your older generation or to your younger generation in your family matters. Here, Jenny has been working with people, and I am also working with people. Pavel is also working with people. We all come in different situation where our intention is very pure, but still we don't know how to convey our idea or how to convince. Like in current scenario, Jenny is a queen in esoteric world. She is teaching energy work, philosophy, meditation, angelic channeling, a lot of things. and she might be helping a lot of clients. But here we are to communicate the whole story, the strategy, the play, the mom, the son. When a mom is desirous about that, it will be better if my son understands this point of view. But he is very skeptic. He's a mathematician. If something not coming in if and then it's not entertaining. So what to do about? And we welcome you also to integrate. We will continue for 1 year. And the hidden purpose, also one of the purpose behind this talk, is that I am designing an AI solution for this kind of conflicts, any communication conflicts. So on the back hand, while we are resolving conflicts, like where Jenny is resolving conflicts, how she succeeded that his son adopted the idea to meditate. She did play the mom, the big mom, or a small mom, or the friend mom, or just coming as a professional and convincing a professional mathematician how she came about it, what strategies she adopted, and all in the backhand, we see it's a communication models she's adopting to. But in the front end, we enjoy emotions, the interplay, the feelings, and she is a water element. Let's see how she is interacting with her son, who could be air element or fire.
Yeah, he's a Leo.
So now, Jenny. So I am a coder, so I will be creating a application behind our talk, which will be useful in any organization, education, to resolve conflicts. But we as a human, we are using our intelligence, and then later on our intelligence will be copied in digital AI intelligence.
Interesting.
Yeah, in a way we are creating our prototype. So here, Jenny, you are. This is now ball in your court. Let's begin from where the idea came in your mind. Because here we are, a positive intention, we are universalizing that a positive intention in the heart of a mother or in the mind of a mother, and resistance in a child.
Yes. Well, you know,
Let's talk about it first.
I always believed in nursing my children, which I think is very important. And I would get a lot of people giving me a hard time because my sons nursed until they were like 4 and 5 years old. And we're the only indigenous culture that doesn't nurse our children that long. And I really think that affects their consciousness and their IQ. At least that's what I found. Anyway, when he was young, Phoenix wanted to be outside all the time and he would call it vibration, and he was only about 2.5. So his consciousness, he knew at that point in his life how important the earth was, and to have your feet on it and to receive that energy. And if you want to, do you want to hear a couple of my stories while he was growing up? Because that kind of explains what happened. Anyway,
We will be interested also to the point to the when this inception, the idea to convey, if 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 my son could adopt a meditative lifestyle, the
say that
idea.
again.
If
The
my
what?
son can adopt a meditative lifestyle, if my son can learn meditation, if like this kind of idea.
Well, I think he realized, because he's on the computer so much and works for a big company, that he was intense all the time in his mind. And he realized that he needed to meditate to calm his mind and to center himself in the body, mind, and spirit. It's interesting. As a young child, everything he did well. When he was in math in school, the teacher called him a liar because he figured out everything in his head. And I had to go in and speak with the teacher because they said, you really hurt his feelings, because I needed to confront the teacher on calling someone a liar in front of the rest of the children. So the meditation helps him find a balance, because without balance, you don't create happiness. And I mean, I have some other stories that are just amazing. Like, I have a friend that is a Sufi from Africa, and he was showing me the hand positions and what they meant. And Phoenix was there watching this. And he went to a friend's house and they were playing out in the backyard. He was only probably about 7 or 8. And this dog next door came over and was barking. They said, "Don't go near that dog." He said, "He's really mean." And Phoenix put his fingers together, and it was the God connection, and walked over to the dog, and the dog let him pet him. So through life, he has been learning these different skills. And so finally now he's into meditation because he's used his intellect to get him to a high position job. But at the same time, it's that balance of body, mind, and spirit. I have so many things. One time he was playing football. He wanted to play football, which I never really put my kids in football because it's pretty violent. But anyway, he wanted to play, and the coach told him to hit that kid. And he said, "He's a little kid. I don't want to hit him." He said, "You do what I say." So he hit the kid and broke his collarbone. And after that, he wouldn't play football anymore. So there was a lot of compassion there, too. But I think it's really important, or I feel, to play Bach and Mozart and classical music when the children are infants, because those frequencies in sound actually affect the brain and actually stimulate the IQ. At least that's what I found. So I have more stories about him. Um, he was probably 5 or 6 when I took him to Adventureland, when those, where they have all the games and the rides. And I said, nobody's ever won me a teddy bear. You know how you win those things in Adventureland? So he went up and he was playing these adult games and he was winning. And I walked out of Adventureland with 3 stuffed animals. And the child has always amazed me. But I've always supported him, and he's seen me meditate. He's asked me how to do it. And I think inquisitive minds, if you really want something, you go after it. And you want to keep peace and happiness, because our family's pretty happy. We're pretty close, all of us. Having 6 children, I have to be kind of the matriarch to keep the balance. I have more stories if you want to hear them.
No, I'm wondering about that. Usually, child picks up a permanent behavior from parents. I have a theory kind of in my mind that there's a conscious learning, there's an unconscious learning.
Right.
Conscious learning, what is school, what we consciously wants to teach to our children.
Right.
And children learning unconsciously a lot what actually happening in the world. So they are noticing what is really essential in my parents. They pay attention to it. What is non-essential to my parents? Where the parents are truthful, where they are just only for us and nobody else. No? So unconsciously children are learning. Like if I go back in my childhood and remember to pick up behaviors from my mother. So my mother was also a meditator, and she used to meditate every day, either once or twice. Once for sure and twice. So in my childhood, I don't understand what my mother is doing, but I am noticing that she is doing something essential, which is part of life, and she is putting her time, money, energy, she is putting herself to maintain a time about. So this act, which only word name is meditation. So as a child, I learned that meditation is something very essential, which should be adopted in lifestyle and should be practiced every day. Because my mother is doing it. So in this way also children pick up. I just reminded of my story that how I pick up this idea that meditation is most essential, like a daily part of life, like brushing your teeth, which you're doing every day, and you watch your mother doing yoga or meditation or prayer, some act every day. So unconsciously you learn that, oh, this is part of life. It should be adopted as a lifestyle, like brushing, like washroom, like shower, like clothing, like eating. So it's a part of drive. So I'm wondering whether your child pick up this idea, watching you.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I think they pick up everything, like, working hard and focusing, but at the same time, it was always really hard for me to focus. So I would have to consciously tell myself, I'm going to focus, especially when I was finishing my doctorate, because it's always been very difficult for me to read. Because if it's something that doesn't go into my heart, it goes right over my head. It's like it's not relevant. So I would I would have to focus, and he would see me do that where I'd go, okay, power up. I'm going to focus. And then I would sit at the computer for 6 hours working on my doctorate. So yeah, I really think that we, well, we're all a reflection anyway, aren't we? So we reflect and see in each other. And that's how I've learned my TV shows, from talking to people. It's funny because somebody said to me, you have to read all the time to be intelligent. And I said, there's many paths to the same destination. Some people have different learning skills. So, but yes, I think it
So I
affected him.
wonder, I wonder whether he came to you and asked that I want to learn meditation, or you tricked him into the path.
No, it's really interesting. My other son Tanner did that too. He said, "Mom, teach me how to meditate." So we went out in the woods and we sat on a blanket in the woods because I love to go to the woods. And we started oming because oming, I like the vibration of it, and the breath helps to expand your energy field, etc. So we started oming, and he said, "Mom, there's a frog coming up on the blanket." And I said, "Oh, that's good. It's metamorphosis." So then we kept oming. He opened his eyes and he said, "Mom, there's a snake right on the end of the blanket." And I said, "That's okay. He likes the vibration." And so the snake sat there and watched us right on the edge of the blanket. And then when I got all done, I looked at the snake and I said, "Okay, we're done." And the snake took off. So when I've worked with my children, these kind of magical things happen while I'm teaching or while I'm guiding. And so the whole thing is just to do it. And when you start to support your children and guide them in a positive way, I think magical things do happen.
Yeah, yes, the most deep impression in the child is from the mother, for sure. That's why in India we say that if one man is educated, only one man is educated. But if a woman is educated, the whole family is educated.
I like that. Well, that was my idea for my kids to aspire, to whatever they do, to be the best at it. And look at, even though I had 6 children and many changes in my life, it never stopped me
Six
from moving
children.
forward. Yes.
Oh, we are six. We are having six brothers and sisters.
3 and
Let's
3.
let me. Two
You
brothers
do
and four
too?
sisters. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool.
It's a fun to grow up with half a dozen brothers and sisters. It's a different, you have a different setup in your mind. You can have a different communication models to interact with each brothers and each sister, handle their mood and emotion and adjust in the family. All together, you develop a very strategic mind of emotions.
Yes, it
So,
was fun. I wanted 12. When I was young, I said I'd like to have 12 children because I love them. And then I finally stopped at 6.
good
Oh,
idea. Well, I was wondering that your son is, yes, from different element, different characters. You are from different animal, different different elements, and you have a different characters. So how come his education?
pardon me? Let me turn this down. There we go.
Yeah, I removed it. It's okay.
Okay, I'm on my phone. That's fine.
Yeah. Two devices are there. So what I wanted, I was interested in that whether his mathematical mind, which is logical, and he is adopting himself to a new generation that with the idea that I am intelligent,
Yes.
and he is seeing your methods which are not more mathematical.
No, not
Almost
at
not
all.
mathematical at all, like dowsing to know the answer of a phenomena and a mathematical equations to resolve an issues, like two different mindset. So here I see that how these two mindset, like did you encounter this mind which the idea you are proposing, he is seeing that it's coming completely from intuition, from an illogical world, and he is training his mind into the logical world of rationality.
Hmm.
So did they come in conflict, or how did this mind appear to you as a challenge?
No, in fact, when he was in high school, he was kind of, he never had to study, and so he was messing around too much, and I had to go in with him and sit down, and because I never really had to discipline him, but I said, Phoenix, you need to bring your grades up. This is ridiculous. You know you have this ability. Just apply yourself. And so he listened to me, but I didn't attack him. I didn't come down on him. I just said, "You're smarter than this. Don't waste this right now. This is important." And then he got in a baccalaureate program that he didn't want to go into, and I said, "You need to challenge yourself." And because it's like going to college, they prepare him for college or senior year, and it's a special. They pick out so many kids in the school to do it. And so I kind of pushed him to go into that. And he said, Mom, this is taking too much time. And I said, this is good for your future. You need to do this. So, anyway, when he went to college, he didn't get back in that program. But I think as a parent, we need to know when to kind of give him a little nudge, when, and when to kind of back off and let him experience life and make decisions. And also, it was really interesting when he was young, when he was in high school, there were a lot of extremely wealthy children in his school. And I was a single mom raising him in Bliss. And he came home one day and he said, Mom, I'm kind of glad that we're struggling. And I said, why is that? And he said, those kids don't know where they're going in life. They don't know what they want to do because they can have everything and do what they want to do. He said, I'm very focused on what I want in life. And so it was really, I thought it was pretty profound for a high school kid to be able to see that and perceive it. And I said, struggles make you grow. So, yeah, it was pretty neat.
So in a way, I'm listening that it's you who guided him to be a mathematician.
Well, I guided him to be the best at what he did, and math was very easy for him.
Okay.
So, well,
So, and
everything was.
I'm listening him a communication model which you have been using is like giving the idea to the son that you will be admired as a grown-up man if you follow this advice.
No, it wasn't. I'm not one of these people that, I have empathy and I care about people, but I'm I'm not into impressing people. I'm into supporting their potential.
No,
That's what I
I
would
am
say.
exploring the relationship between you and the son. An idea
Yeah.
was proposed. You both like you both were teenagers, or you both were child, or you both were like talking like grown-ups, taking responsibility of life. That's I'm interested in your
Yes.
relationship during this. Like you can play with your child, you can play. Let's grown up talk. Let's play like a children. Let's like a teenager.
Yes.
So if I'm more interested to know the interactions where the idea were more suitable in talk
Hmm.
and you were able to convey yourself fully what you wanted to him to understand. So when it was like both you were responsible parents talking seriously about life
Yes.
or having fun like teenager adventures or just playing unnecessarily on the beach. But just I would like to understand your approach, your relationship.
Oh, for play, you mean? Well, uh, my when I had my children, they were my focus as well as myself. So I took it very serious. And so I tried to give him, like, when he was younger, we got a computer, and he was playing on the computer when he was 1.5. But you're asking, I'm not quite sure what you're asking, Sri.
I'm asking like when we enjoy a relationship.
In our relationship?
When we enjoying a relationship, like as a child, you can play with him as a child without any motives, without any just laughing, just playing,
Just
without
having
any
fun.
intention.
Yeah,
Sometimes we relate to the child with a positive intention in the head as a parent
right.
and play our strategy that he gets it what we want
Hmm.
him to do. And we
Hmm.
play operant conditionings, we give prizes, we give rewards, or in
Hmm.
many ways. And sometimes we might can get involved, call the responsible child in the parent as a grandfather, as a grandmother, in the role of a parent, and a
Hmm.
parent to parent talk. Look, my child, life is so serious. No, like if you don't work, don't earn money, don't take responsibility, or don't become something like this. So we talk, we relate to the child, to the new generation, many ways.
Hmm.
So which ways was more comfortable, suitable for you,
Well, when I
or
look
is
back,
it is like
yeah, um, we used to play. We used to go sledding. We'd have fun. We'd turn on loud music and dance. Um, I've always been into artwork and music, and and I had all my children take musical instruments, and then we kind of play together. Um, I like to write poetry, so I kind of inspired writing poetry. I would say it was pretty diversified, actually. Um, but when they got to the point where they would get too much fun, then I'd have to reel them back a little bit and say, okay, but you got to keep a balance here. So yeah, we had a lot of fun because I'm kind of a child at heart too.
yeah, and the list and the last. Yeah. When exactly your son started to meditate?
Just actually, it's been in the last couple of years.
Couple of
The
years.
Yeah, I mean, he saw me do this. He saw me go to college. I took him to the yogi that I worked with, Marilyn Rossner, and I took all my children so that, and actually, he was baptized by her. And do you know her, Shri?
Maybe I don't know.
Okay, she has a place in Canada. She's affiliated with Sri Lanka, the Open University in Sri Lanka, and she's also
Anandamayi Ma, no. This Mataji, Ma, South Indian.
no, she's a Jewish lady.
Ah, Jewish
And
lady.
yes, and I mean that's a whole really cool story in itself. But I met her and I ended up taking my college in Canada because she's affiliated with Sri Lanka, the Open University. And so my degree is from the Open University of Sri Lanka. But she's on the World Health Organization too, and she travels to Africa. But anyway, now I lost my train of thought where this wasn't going.
We discussed this last time also about it. When we discussed first time that you are going to Sri Lanka to
Oh,
my.
so yeah, he was baptized by her. And so he would see me meditating when the kids would go to bed at night. I would stay up and meditate at night with a friend, and she was from Scotland, and so they saw me do. And then I've been working with people for years and years that would come to the house, all different diversities of people. And in fact, my one daughter says it was so chaotic at our house because there was always somebody stopping in and coming over, and so yeah, so he saw that, and I think once he got to where he wanted to be in his field, because he's like, I need to find a balance. And so that's when, you know, I've always preached breathing because when you breathe, it expands your energy field. You can't get mad if you're breathing properly. That's one of the big things I teach in my classes. We stop breathing when we get upset or we get fearful. So anyway, they use those techniques too.
So Jenny, if any mom approaches you about any kind of conflict with their child
Hmm.
in communication, can you
Okay.
resolve it?
Yes, because I've noticed even with my own children, when they're being naughty, it's because they need attention. And so if people can take 5, 10 minutes and just sit and play with their children, you know, it'll shift things. Also, I use oils like lavender oil. When my kids were little, I have a big fountain and I would put water in it and I dump lavender because they get rowdy. And that lavender oil, the smell would go out and it would just calm the whole environment. So there's many skills, and just hugging them and loving them is the most important thing.
You mean we can use our wisdom of elements like earth, fire, water, air, and can play around the elements which can influence their mind and behaviors of the children? Are you suggesting
Absolutely.
this?
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So you can guide parents to develop a new creative relationship with their children and resolve any communication conflict.
Well, it's interesting because this one woman had a son that was, you know, how they say ADD or whatever, and she said, "Can you help him?" And he came over, and so I sat him down to the piano, and I said, "We're going to compose." And he said, "What?" And I said, "Now I want you to close your eyes." This is no kidding. So I said, "I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to play the top keys, all the black ones, and I'll play the bottom black ones." And he said, "Really?" So it took me a while to get him to focus. And then he started playing it, and we were playing together, and we both had our eyes closed. And all of a sudden, he took a gasp of air because he actually had connected with what do I want to say, the ethers or the frequency or the sound. And after that, he had come to me a couple times after that. He never came back again. And the woman couldn't believe the difference because it shifted his consciousness. He wasn't in here all the time, he had actually connected through sound frequency. So it was kind of cool.
I mean, you can adopt any technique to bring the person from mind to the heart,
Right.
and you use your intuition about
Yes.
it. One last question. If a mom coming to you, you can help. So, do you need the child and mom both together, or you can work separately resolving this issue?
It depends. It depends on the situation. Sometimes I need to see how they interact. So I want them together. Maybe the first time that's the best way to see how they actually interact. And then after that, then be with them alone so that we can really converse and exchange energy. It was interesting. I met a man from Africa and he had a PhD in psychiatry. And he said that when he has his patients, the first time he has his patients, he cleans their energy field. And the second time, he actually leaves his body, goes in and sees what the blockage is in the mind. He releases that, and then they never have to come back again. So it's not about just going to a counselor for 5 years or a psychiatrist for 10 years. He actually goes in and works with their with the blockages in their mind. Now, I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but this man has helped so many people because he can do that. It's really interesting, I thought. Would you say that's messing with people or is that a good thing? What's your opinion?
One more thing, the last one I'm interested in to know that okay, if a young boy, young person approaching you that he is his mom is too protective or too much caring and how to handle, you can help the young people too.
If the mom's overprotective,
Yeah, I mean, yes, like some mom can be overprotective or like over worried about the children, and child cannot handle it.
mm-hmm. Well, how what a, if I was in that situation with someone like that, I would tell them to just go up and hug the mom and breathe because it would expand their energy field. Go up and hug the mom, and that would shift her reaction at the moment.
Wow, I all the time he listen the water flowing, listening all of you, but only I listen the sound of the running water. Is the remedy of everything.
All there is love. It works though.
Anyway, yeah. So nice talking to you, Jenny. These are like, if you like what I learned from you right now, what I am learning from you is learning that a water element coming in play and how it's playing to just to live life, just to get what I wants. It's just desire to keep on flowing, just don't stop.
Be happy. Yeah.
So that's what I listen you whenever I'm listening you. Finally, I'm listening a sound of the running water, which wants to keep on flowing unconditionally. And that's the remedy of everything in life. Anybody comes in contact. So you are a good balance. If any earth element, any fire element coming, you are supporting your water element into it.
Yes.
So I wonder what your son reported after he did meditation. Did he reported any experience, any change in him?
I've asked him about that, and he said it makes me feel better. And he started working out at the gym too. Um, because I've always told my children it's body, mind, and spirit. You have to take care of your body. You have to eat properly. You have to exercise. You have you need to keep learning in whatever way that you learn. And the meditation is important because it kind of links it all together. So yeah, I think he's doing a lot better. He seems a lot more happy because he was really stressed out from his work because he builds programs and all kinds of stuff. I'm not really sure about all that, but now he has a balance. And that's what happiness is finding a balance and just loving yourself. And when you use those three elements, it's hard not to love yourself.
That's what you wanted to see in him,
Yeah.
and you succeeded. So here we have an active listener, Pavel, and we will close up this talk and we continue further and further. I will be becoming more professional, just beginning with it, and we keep on moving spontaneously. So we invite people, any person who have resolved any conflict, any issue, and happy to convey an idea to any generation, up or down. We are inviting them to become active listener, participate, share, and that will be a good benefit for the people who are watching and working with generation gap, social science, behavioral science, corporate organizations, communication conflict, and a very good tool for HR managers in company. And we are preparing a tool for that. So, Pavel, as an observer, if you would like to say something.
Yes, thank you very much, Guruji and Miss Jenny. It was a very, very nice talk about your experience with kids and with meditation. For me, it's very interesting to know about, because Oasis of Wisdom is the 70 plus people project, and everything is near the death point. So I really want to know some experience from your previous life about this life-threatening situations and how the meditation or how the spiritual things can help or already helped you to resolve these issues. Because
75 plus people, you mean? You are
no, I
targeting?
mean, no, during the life, everybody meets these life-threatening situations, and
Yeah.
what is your experience in this kind of situations? How the spirituality can help people or cannot help? I don't know.
I mean, if I am understanding the question, you say that there are situations in lives one is fluctuating, like deviating, and how meditation can help them in this situation.
No, I mean, in every life there is the death situation of death, and near that point, everything became more bright or more, I don't know how to say it, more relevant, more important, more, and because we all know that many people come to spirituality after the clinical death, when they get died during the operations or some trauma, and then come back and became spiritual. So if you maybe in future in next talk can describe your experience
Oh,
in
we
this
got the
kind of
point.
things, I think it can be helpful for the
That's a great idea.
Yeah, yes, good idea. You mean you want to say that in all of the incident which has been reported, a person died or near-death experience, after that person turned spiritual.
yes.
Yeah, that's a good
Wow.
point. That's a very good point. We keep in our mind, and yes, it's a kind of one episode. If you want to talk about it and go detail with our experience and journey, and also on an analytical point of view, what actually happening with this experience in psychology? What's changing?
Yes, because for me, the healing, the medicine, it's a fight with death. It's very, very simple things. If you can fight the death, person can live. If you lose this fight, it's the end. So this is the important thing for
Yes,
me.
Jenny, he's a gynecologist, Pavel is a gynecologist doctor. So he always keeps his doctor spirit fighting with death.
Yeah, I know what he's saying,
So
and
our
that would be
next talk of the topic will be fighting with death or near-death experience and after-death experience, spirituality, and our main theme, generation gap issue. You know, how we can relate, we don't know, but we will try our best.
And the next topic, one of the next topic can be the dreams, because dreams, when the people dreaming and get some experience, get some kind of lucid dreaming, I don't know. It's also very interesting to discuss the idea and
Yeah,
because
we can take then, Pavel, I'm understanding different states of mind, but I don't know how to relate with our program generation gap issue. Yeah.
because in some families people wake up, meet for the breakfast and in the family and start discussing their dreams, and it's a very, very good experience to communicate between aging population. I mean, to discuss the dreams, because finally they will realize that they have the same dream.
neat.
I can come up with this. I am getting the idea. I don't leave my theme once I start a episode, but I keep on incorporating all ideas. So I'm getting the theme of your ideas. That's a very good point. Uh, Generation gap and the dream formation into the mind of different age. Like each age is dreaming differently about happiness, about sadness, about fun, about love, about relationship. And this mental processing, which is the back end, though the word remains the same, I love you and I want to have fun with you, but the details changing in each generation. So it's a dream world, which is demarcation of generation gap, like each, they start to dream differently, the new generation. With the same word, they are dreaming differently. A very good point, Pavel. I can take the different states of mind, conscious, unconscious, subconscious, collective unconscious, super or superconscious, all the levels of mind, how communication happens in different levels of mind. Like we can communicate with superconscious to superconscious. We can communicate unconscious to unconscious. So, a different states of mind relating to different age groups and generations, how they are changing, how mind is changing, and how to bridge a communication model which translates the meaning that yes, we both want to have fun, but our idea is a little bit different. You want to go to the club, and I want to do Reiki healing. But we both want to have fun. So one, natural language programming, which will be a challenge for AI. Very nice idea, very nice content. I will be adding up to it. Adding up to it. different states of consciousness and dreaming and different age groups and how they can interrelate. It's a complex but very simple. In an esoteric world, it's very simple. Jenny will come with the ideas flow. And she will find a technique how to make you flow. I will come with different perspective, which is, in a different perspective, backhand. I'm watching the backhand and we are playing the front end. And I'm seeing what's happening in the backhand of the mind, the programs, the communication models, how we are resolving. So very nice and thank you. And we invite again and again, please invite any of your intimate friends and we will find people who must have succeeded at least to inculcate one program in the child. And we can also invite young children, how they are managing the mind of these old people. What they want, they're also inculcating in our mind, like old generation. So this game continues. Let's invite your intimate friends and convey the message personally and ask them to become an active listener and be the part of the program or pearls of wisdom resolving conflicts across generations and creating an AI robot which is helpful at least for human resource managers. Thank you very much for coming, Jenny. Next idea we will publish. Yeah. Anything? We have 4 minutes still. Jenny would like to say something? You are muted.
So when we focus, we're amazing what we can do. And I'll bring it back to Phoenix. He used to play baseball and he was a pitcher and he's a left-handed pitcher. So one time he was tired of losing games because his team wasn't very good. So he told the coach, he goes, just let me pitch the whole game. I want to win this one. And the coach went, okay. So he got up there and he pitched a no-hitter and won the game.
Oh.
But he was focused. And when we focus on something, we create it. It's a very powerful thing. That's just
We are focusing on pearls of wisdom. You will see how it can create miracle.
That's right.
Looks very simple, looks a very small seed, but let it grow up.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's see again, yeah? Invite active listeners.